All right, review for our test coming up. We have Unit 2, test number 1. This is over solving equations, isolating x, figuring out what it is. To start out here, we have a two-step equation. Should be relatively simple by now, solving these two-step equations. You're looking at the x. I need to cancel out the -6, and I need to cancel out this multiplied with -3. So I choose the -6 first. Always do the opposite of PEMDAS. So we do the very last of PEMDAS, adding and subtracting first. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. That gives me 30 equals -3x. This -3 is multiplied to x, so I'm going to unmultiply or divide by -3. That cancels out and leaves me with x equals -10. Number 2, x over 5 plus 10 equals -15. We're going to get the x by itself, so cancel out plus 10 by doing -10 to both sides. That leaves me x over 5 equals -15 minus 10. Be careful with your negative signs. That is -25. X is being divided by 5, so to cancel out division, I multiply both sides by 5. 5's cancel out. I got x equals -25 times 5 is -125. Number 3, a little bit more difficult than a two-step equation. I have x's on both sides of the equal sign. So we're starting to get into multi-step equations. I see nothing that can be simplified over here and nothing that can be simplified over there. So I'm just going to start solving. Get the x's together on one side and isolate it. Choose the smaller x, -2, and cancel it out. Add 2x, add 2x. That gives me 4 equals 8x minus 92. I'm going to now isolate the x right here. Get rid of minus 92 plus, not 29, what am I thinking? Plus 92 plus 92. 8x equals 96. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. 96 divided by 8. What is that? 12? I believe it's 12. Let me double check. 96 divided by 8. You got 12. X equals 12. Same thing on number 4. We have x's on both sides. Choose the smaller x. Uh-oh. They're both the same. They both cancel out when I cancel them out. And I end up with 6 equals -5. Well, I know that is never true. 6 cannot equal 5. So, no solution. There is no x I can plug in that makes those two sides equal. Number 5. Smaller x is this 1x. Make it go away. Do the opposite. I have 7 plus 3x equals 37. Minus 7 to both sides. Now we are isolating the x. So 3x equals 30. Divide by 3. X equals 10. Number 6. This one looks a little different. We have x's on one side, not both sides. Just a little 88 over here. So the first thing I notice is I need to simplify the right side. I cannot cross over the equal sign. I just need to simplify the right. So I see distribution, and I see some like terms to combine. Do not ignore your negative signs. That's a -4 times 3x is -12x. -4 times 2 is -8. Carry down this -4x. Now I'm going to combine like terms. I see negative 4x and a negative 12x. That gives me negative 16x minus 8 equals negative 88. Now I got it down to a two-step equation. I can just solve it. Isolate the x here and add 8 to both sides. Negative 16x equals negative 88 plus 8. Be careful with your negative signs. Negative 80. Divide by negative 16 to both sides, and x equals negative 80 over 16. What is that? 5? I believe that's 5. Negative 80. Whoops. Highlighter, I need the mouse. Negative 80 divided by 16. Well, divided by negative 16 would make it a negative, a positive 5. So, yeah, I'm good. So, positive 5 is good. Number 7. Number 7, some more multi-step equations. Nothing I can do on the right. That's done. On the left, more combining like terms, more distribution. Negative 5 gets distributed. So 4x, that just comes down from over there. Negative 15x minus 20 equals negative 57. I see some like terms to combine. 4x minus 15x is negative 11x minus 20 equals negative 57. We have x to isolate now. I'm going to add 20, and is this going to come out ugly? I think it might. Negative 11x equals negative 57 plus 20 is going to be negative 37. So then divide by 11 and, negative 11. And this is an ugly, ugly, ugly fraction. I do not like that. And it won't reduce other than the negative over negative being positive. So I'm going to say x equals 37 over 11. I would prefer fractions. If you got a decimal, then you're going to have 37 over 11 is, Control Enter, 3.36. I bet. Here's what probably should have happened on this problem. We messed up on it. Not we messed up. When I created the problem, it got messed up. Or whoever created it got messed up. I bet it was supposed to end up being 77 here, but some signs got messed up. That's all right. Fractions are okay. We're good here. Perfect. Number 8. Negative 7 times 2x. Negative 7 times negative 5. Be careful with your negatives. 3x minus 14x plus 35 equals 134. Combine like terms. 3x minus 14x is another negative 11x plus 35 equals 134. Minus 35 to both sides. Excuse me. We have 99 equals negative 11x. Divide, and you end up with x equals negative 9.
God, you're too fast for my catch you.
Number 9, x minus 6 over 10 plus 15 equals negative 3. This is where it starts to get a little bit crazy. You might be confused looking at that, wondering what do you do first? Here's where I suggest you look at the x and figure out what is going on. Go away, mouse. So, x is being subtracted, or 6 is being taken away from x. Then divided by 10. Then added to 15. So now that I'm working backwards, I'm going to undo each one of those three things, starting from the bottom up. So I am going to subtract 15 from both sides. So minus 15, minus 15. That goes away. X minus 6 over 10 equals negative 18. Now I'm going to multiply by 10. So 10s cancel out. X minus 6 equals negative 180. Good there. And then finally add 6. And we have X equals negative 180 plus 6, negative 174. Careful with your negative signs. Number 10, kind of the same thing. I see an X being multiplied by 2, then subtracted 8, then divided by 3. So, reverse it. Work our way up. We are going to times 3. So, times 3 cancels out. 2x minus 8 equals negative 30. Good there. Add 8. So, see, 2x equals negative 30 plus 8 is negative 22. Good there. And then finally divide by 2. And we have x equals negative 11. A lot of negative 11s. Number 11, speaking of 11, I see some simplification that can take place here. There's x on both sides, there's distribution going on. Something you might be thinking, you might see this times 4 out here and think you can divide by 4. But the problem with that is, negative 4. The problem with that is this over here, that's not very nice to divide by 4 to. That's not just a plain number that I'm dividing. So there are some ways we can make that work for us, but that is not going to be our easiest way. We're just going to simplify, distribute, and then go about our normal routine. Negative 4 times negative 2 is 8. Negative 4 times 8 is negative 32x equals 92 minus 4x. Take our smaller x, which is negative 4, cancel it out, plus 4x. 92 equals 8. Now we have a negative 32 plus 4 is going to give us negative 28x. Isolate the x now, so minus 8 is negative 28x equals 92 minus 8 is 84. And divide by negative 28, divide by negative 28. What is that? Negative 3. 84 over 28, is that negative 3? Is it 84? Divided by negative 28. And it is negative 3. Switch to black pen there. Last problem, similar to the one we just did. There's just some simplification that needs to happen. If I had split that down, I have some distribution going on here. 10x minus 20 minus 6x minus 14. That is a negative 2. Don't forget that. Equals negative 42. Some like terms. I see 10x and minus 6x. It's 4x. I see negative 20 and negative 14 is negative 34. Equals negative 42. Add 34. Add 34. 4x equals negative 42 plus 34 is negative 8. Is that right? Yep. Divide by 4, and And we have x equals -2. The end. So, test on Wednesday for this. We'll have some class time to review. Monday and Tuesday. So, that is if you're even watching this year. The year is 2018. You might be in the future. Then probably not a test on Wednesday. Who knows?